Hey everyone, hope you are doing well. I'm going to give everybody a second to join, make me a quick fizz. Hope y'all are having a great day. It's been a great day so far for me, and I hope that your Monday is starting off well. Also, I've had a crazy busy weekend and Monday, but it's been very good. I got to connect with someone else who is also a Arbonne sister, and hear her journey and all of that. It was really awesome. So as usual, I do Monday's Muse every Monday at 3, but I wanted to kind of share a little bit more of my own personal journey today, with a recent undertaking of 75 hard. So I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions, kind of tell you more of my experience and all of that. But I'm going to let some people join and just kind of introduce myself once again. But let me start this up because it's kind of loud. All right, well, quick disclaimer. Of course, I'm not a doctor, at least not yet, and not your personal doctor. So please consult with your doctor before even considering doing 75 hard or anything that I might mention. It's all from my own personal experience. So just take it just as that. I'm not giving any personal advice or anything like that. Just kind of sharing from my heart and telling you more of my experience. So hopefully this is inspiring to someone or helpful to someone or whatever. But there's that. And of course, I'm Victoria Staten, your host of Monday's Muse every week, your weekly wellness dose. And I am, just to kind of tell you a little bit about me personally, I've been married for 6 years, to my college sweetheart, I guess. We met in college and started dating our senior year and got married and all of that and moved back to my hometown in Louisville, Kentucky, where we've been. And we also have a little puppy named Chief, who is a Yorkie. He's coming up on a year old, so he's been a lot of fun. But I'm actually an Arbonne consultant. I'm a district manager and independent consultant with Arbonne International, and I absolutely love it. And I am a wedding planner. I have a wedding planning business, and we do real estate investing. We do a lot of things, but my main thing is I am an Arbonne consultant, and I love to help people with their health. So that's why I decided to go back to school. I'm actually studying to become a master herbalist and naturopathic doctor, and I just want to gain more knowledge, to be able to educate more and make information available and to serve people in a holistic way, because everything in nature is here for a reason, not just for our enjoyment or not just for our pleasure for eating or enjoying visually, but to also heal us. So I'm really excited about everything that I'm learning, and I look forward to helping people in a larger capacity. So let's get into it. First question is, what is 75 hard? So for those that don't know, you could actually look up the hashtag 75 hard or hashtag 75 hard challenge. You might see some before and afters or some various posts by people. But basically, it is a program that Andy Frischella, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, created. And it was based off of a bet with him and some friends, that he couldn't lose a certain amount of weight and reach certain goals in a short period of time. And he determined that it was going to be 75 days long of consistent activity. So basically, you have to do all the things that I'm going to list for 75 days straight. And if you mess up, then you have to start over. So it is very interesting, to say the least, that you have to do these things. So like I said, my thing was I didn't want to start over. I wanted to get through this completely and not mess up, and I tried my hardest and accomplished it, thankfully. So over 75 days, you have to do 2 workouts a day of 45 minutes each minimum, and one has to be outside, and they have to be 3 hours apart. Okay, so that's the big thing. You have to stick to a consistent diet of whatever you choose. Some people do intermittent fasting, some people do paleo or gluten-free, whatever it is you choose, but you cannot, no cheats, no cheat meals, no sweets, none of that stuff, and no alcohol. And then you also have to take a progress photo every single day. You also have to, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction, preferably business book every single day. And what else? 2 workouts, progress photo. You have to drink a gallon of water every day. And I believe that's it. And a gallon of water, if that's not already enough. So what I did was on Andy's website, and he also has a podcast, and I will link those. Just warning, there is some language, so be mindful of that. But in the podcast, he explains everything about the 75 hard, what you have to do. And what I did was I downloaded 75 hard from, hey Yanni, and Lynette and Mom. I downloaded his 75 hard graphic. And I literally put it on my screensaver because I didn't want to forget anything. And I also set reminders throughout the day so that I didn't forget to take my progress photos, so that I could check in on my water. I got a big gallon jug. Oh, so I'm kind of going into what I did. But I get a gallon jug, and it was one of the ones that you can get on like Amazon or whatever that have the markings for how much you need to consume by a certain amount of time. So that helped me. And I also knew that 1 gallon is 128 ounces. And if I drink 4 32-ounce cups, then I've done my full gallon. And it has to be water. It can't be like a can of LaCroix that you're counting towards your water, or I don't know, some type of like, you know, like those ice drinks that are like the flavored water and they have all that, you know, whatever. You can't count some type of outside drink as your water. So I would drink my fizz. That counts. That's fine. But I did that. And I know for me, it was huge drinking the water. It helped me to stay hydrated. And some days I even went well over a gallon. So again, consult with your doctor. I'm not telling you that you need to drink the gallon. That is a lot of water for some people, but with doing 2 exercises, and they don't have to be 2 crazy exercises. Listen to your body. That was one of the things that was huge for me, was listening to my body. You know, I am a cycler. I go to Cycle Bar. I do cycle. I'm probably going to go tonight to my gym and do like a spin class. And I noticed some pain that I was having in my body. So I decided to step back from Cycle Bar and do more yoga and do Pilates and do bar. You just have to listen to your body. And a lot of times my outdoor exercise was a walk. So I took my dog on a walk, or I would do yoga on my back deck, or whatever. I just listened to my body. So why did I do it? My 2 main goals for doing 75 hard was 1, self-control, and 2, discipline. I'm the type of person that I'm very goal-oriented. I like to finish, you know, go all the way to completion with my goals. But I found that I lacked some structure and I lacked some discipline in areas, especially when it comes to eating, because I would exercise, but then go eat Chick-fil-A. But there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with eating Chick-fil-A. That's a whole nother subject. But I just wanted to have the discipline in my life to say, okay, I'm stressed or whatever, and I want the fried and the carbs and the crazy, and carbs are not bad. So just to debunk that. But I needed discipline to say no consistently and say no. And I feel like for me, the true test has been after the 75 hard has been over, which I'll get into. But I really wanted to have self-control over what I ate, over my mind, and just be disciplined in all areas, because the way that I looked at it is a successful person is someone who is disciplined. And even, you know, no matter how you equate success, some people equate it to finances or whatever. If you look at the financially successful, most of the time they are pretty disciplined in many areas of their life. And I have always just wanted to be a person that is disciplined and not be led by my emotions and all that. So I decided that I wanted to do it for those reasons. Now, like I mentioned, you have to choose a meal plan. What meal plan did I choose? I've had people that have asked me that. I chose Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living and Beyond program. I did 3 rounds, basically, of this program, and it was amazing for me. It helped me to get complete control of, like, sugar cravings. It helped me to just be disciplined and feel good. So when it comes to you, as I mentioned, my schooling, one of my courses is nutrition, and it talks about all the different types of diets. And the word diet has kind of gotten a bad rep, but really a diet in just layman terms is your way of eating. So you choose what works for you. I know people that have done keto. I know people that have done like the paleo or Whole 30, or that have done low carb or whatever. You choose the diet that works best for you and your body, but that is going to challenge you. Don't choose something that's just going to be super easy and, you know, it's not going to be that much of a stretch for you, because ultimately if you're not stretching yourself, you're not growing. So you want something that's going to challenge you in some way. And again, consult with your doctor before you choose whatever you decide to choose, because your doctor knows you and your body better than, of course, I do to advise you on that. So be mindful of that. And why that plan? Why did I choose Arbonne 30 Days? Because I did it in June last year, and it was completely life-changing for me. And of course, again, it's my own experience, but I was dealing with inflammation and some other headaches and gut issues, and it helped to heal me of those issues. So I knew that my body adapted well, but I'd only done it for 30 days. So I wanted to stress myself, because in the 30 days program, which I guess I didn't explain, you eliminate the most allergenic and acidic, like toxic foods. So these are known allergens like corn, like soy, like gluten, like dairy, like vinegar because it's acidic, but that's not one of the main categories. What else? Corn and soy. So you eliminate these things from your diet, and you implement whole foods, some very nutrient dense and rich supplements that supplement your diet. And you just fuel yourself with the best things possible. So you also eliminate coffee, but I've been off coffee since last June. I tried it this past October on my birthday from Starbucks. I got a free drink and it inflamed me like crazy. So I've completely eliminated coffee from my diet, something that I never thought that I would do, but I have. So you just listen to your body and do what works best for you. But have to say, of course, if you want more information on the 30 days, if you'd like to hear more of my story or even some of my past client stories, it's been amazing. I'm coaching 4 people next month through the program. I love to coach you if you have any questions about anything, or if you have questions about your health and ways that you can resolve your issues that you're facing. I'd love to chat with you. So just send me a DM, let me know. But anyways, that's why I chose that plan. Okay, so what were my outcomes? Number 1, to drink more water. I'm the type of person that I work out hard, but I am naturally, for some reason, I can tend to be more dehydrated. So I have found with drinking so much water, I never had that dehydrated feeling, no matter how hard I worked out. And there were days that I literally did 2 HIIT workouts in a day, or I did like spin and then I taught Zumba that night, or I did whatever. And I never felt dehydrated, and that is amazing. Our body is made primarily of water. We need water, and you probably need more water than you think you need. So now I try to aim to drink about 100 ounces a day, because I know that I feel hydrated at that point. Sometimes I drink more, sometimes I drink less, but I aim for about 100 ounces. And what also helps me is my fizz. You know, I get that clean energy boost, but it helps me consume more water. And I'm going to take a sip real quick. Another outcome is that I read 6 books within 75 days. I have had a goal for the last several years to read a book a month, and I never did because I always found something else to fill my time. But when you break it down to bite-sized pieces, it's totally easier to do. So I always say to someone, they're like, I want to read a book a month or whatever. Start with 5 pages a day or 10 pages a day, and then continue from there. Because once you get in the habit, it makes it that much easier to continue those good habits. So I love that I read so many books, and I'm continually feeding myself with leadership books, with development books, with the Bible and Bible studies and different things. So there's that. Of course, I lost some weight. I lost 15 pounds. But for me, I don't even really like to mention that as much, because the mental self-belief, the determination, the mental strength that I know that I have, that I've built, the discipline that I've built, and consistency, the ability to reach that big of a goal, to go 75 days without breaking, without messing up. It has developed such a self-pride, and it was just awesome for me to do, for belief in myself, and learning to truly listen to my body, when I needed to do maybe 2 yoga workouts a day, or maybe I needed to take 2 walks or whatever. Learning to truly listen to my body, because ultimately your body tells you what you need. A lot of times, we crave sugar, we crave various things, and that's because our body is lacking in some type of nutrients most of the time. Other than, of course, sugar is so addictive, you're going to crave it unless you kick that habit. But your body tells you what you need, and if you don't know how to listen to your body, and you don't know how to determine what your body is telling you, then you can't give yourself what you need. So I think those things are my biggest takeaways from doing the 75 hard, and I definitely recommend it. But we'll get to that. Okay. What benefits have you seen? I kind of answered that. Just my mental strength, mental clarity, physical strength. I feel like my body, I might be 50 pounds less, but my body has gotten so strong. Like my muscles have gotten so strong, like doing push-ups, being able to do a handstand. Like I couldn't do any of that stuff before. My core strength, all of that. It has been strengthened so much, and I love it. For those women that are scared to lift weights, don't be scared, because over time, our muscles and our bones become weaker. And when you lift weights, that actually helps your bones to become stronger, which helps with your posture, which helps just with pain. If you have a strong core, it affects, if you have a weak core, it affects many areas of your body. So use those weights. It's a good thing, I promise. What was the most challenging part of the challenge? Okay. I would say probably that the hardest part, I guess either the workouts, the 2 workouts a day, because there's just a lot of days, especially like for me, Sundays, I always normally don't work out. And maybe some Fridays I didn't work out, but just because you had to do that second workout. It was hard some days. Like I did not feel like it at all. I just wanted to relax. Or if we went to dinner once, I remember one time in particular, we had dinner at my friend's house. It was like a surprise birthday party. And I remembered, I was like, oh God, I didn't do my second workout. I did my workout outdoors earlier in the day intentionally because I knew that I was going to this party. But I didn't have time throughout the day to do my second workout that was indoors. Or you can do both of your workouts outside if you want to, but I normally didn't do that unless it was like really nice weather and I just wanted to take 2 walks. But it was 11 o'clock at night. And keep in mind, you have until you go to bed to do everything. If you're in bed already and you remember, oh God, I need to do this, it's too late. You have to start over. And of course you keep yourself accountable. If you want to lie, you're only affecting yourself. You know, you're not being honest with yourself. But I remember being at their house and I was like, oh no, I need to do another workout. So I asked my friend Tanika, actually, I was like, hey, do you have a yoga mat? I'm gonna just borrow your yoga mat and I'm gonna go in the back room and just do yoga for 45 minutes. And I did. It was literally like 11:30 at night when I started. I did my yoga, I turned on my watch, did my yoga. And when I was done, I was done. But it's just being committed to it no matter what. And then the water could be a challenge, but I think that if you pace yourself throughout the day, you're okay. And ultimately with all of this, it is not easy by any means. But once you get into a groove, it becomes easier, if you will, because you know what to do. Like a lot of times if I started earlier in the morning, like a lot of times if I did my outdoor workout first, then it set my day up a lot better because I know I'm going to get in at least 40 ounces probably of water or 50 ounces of water early, and then drink the rest throughout my day. So think about it, there's only 2 more 32-ounce cups after that if you get, of course, the 64. But you know what I'm saying. That's just what I did, and I think once you get into the routine, it just becomes easier. Is 75 hard a lifestyle? Of course, I don't necessarily recommend you working out twice a day unless you're like a professional athlete where they have to do 2-a-days and like that's your job. But it definitely has become a lifestyle to some extent. And I say that because I want to continue my reading and self-development. I want to continue hydrating my body. I continue moving my body and moving to some degree every day. So even if that means like I'm sitting watching TV and I'm stretching, kind of like doing yoga stretches, that's good for your body to recover and to restore and soothe your sore muscles and all of that and lengthen your muscles. So I love that, and I love that I just have control over my choices and what I want to do. I think for me, the biggest change happened day 40. I remember exactly. It was the 40th day when I finally stopped having crazy cravings for things. And I felt like I was in more control, and I felt like I didn't need those things because we don't. Because ultimately, like, especially like really, okay, a lot of fast food is overly fatty, overly salty, and overly sugary, though, if that's the way to say it. And it doesn't truly satiate us, or it doesn't truly satisfy us and fill us because it doesn't have any nutrients. So when you eat things like, if you compare a double cheeseburger to kale, and maybe it's the same amount, maybe it's a pound of beef or whatever, and a pound of kale, you're not gonna even want to eat that whole pound of kale because it's gonna be so nutrient rich that you're gonna be satisfied with way less. And when you get your body out of the habit of eating the make-believe food, as they call it in one of my classes, your body is fulfilled because it has the nutrients that it needs. So I think it was that time that I finally was able to rid my body and clean my body of all the stuff that I had become accustomed to again, honestly. At that day 40 mark, that I was like, man, I feel a difference. I feel like a weight is off my shoulders because, we all know people, even just for yourself, maybe you are led emotionally and your eating can become like emotional eating. That was something that I didn't want to deal with that anymore. I didn't want to, I deal with a stressful situation and I'm like, okay, I need some fried chicken now, or I need some ice cream or whatever. I didn't want to feel like that anymore. And that was my thing. I wanted to have control over my emotions and be disciplined and have that self-control, not to binge later. And that's just me being completely vulnerable. And I feel that it has equipped me with that. So why should I do 75 hard? Someone wanted to ask that, and I'll end with this. You obviously have to determine for yourself. I can tell you not to do it for weight loss because this is not a weight loss plan. And Andy will tell you that if you listen to his podcast or read up on it. This is a really intense weight loss thing. There's so many plans out there for that, that this is not it. If you want to have mental toughness, because really this is a mind over matter thing. If you want to develop grit, you want to develop discipline and consistency and self-control, then do it. But of course, consult with your doctor. But those are the things that I would recommend. If you want something that's going to take you to the next level and believing in yourself, if nobody believes in you, because there was many times that many different people were like, why are you doing this? You need to quit, or you're not focused on the right thing, or what. And that's fine. Maybe you do need some type of check, but you're doing this for you and for no one else. And I believe that it is like the best program out there because you're keeping yourself accountable and you're not answering to anyone. And like I mentioned earlier, if you cheat, nobody's going to know but you, unless you cheat in front of a bunch of people. But nobody's going to know but you. You're keeping yourself accountable and you're keeping yourself honest because ultimately you are the one that's going to benefit or not benefit from doing it. So hopefully that kind of answers the question, and hopefully I answered all the questions. But if you had any additional questions about 75 hard that you'd like me to answer, I'd love to answer those for you. And thank you all so much for joining me. I will post the replay. And until next time, thank you for joining me for Monday's Muse, your weekly wellness dose. And I'll see you next time. Y'all have a great Monday. Bye.